At the moment, we're standing in Phase in Rathgar. Phase is a multidisciplinary art space. This was a garage. It was closed for at least 10 years before we came here. So there was pigeons had been living here for 10 years. So it was absolutely ruined, and there was holes in the roof. There's all sorts of things wrong with it. So it took a long time to fix it up. Like, it was only in March when we got the insurance, and we started in November, you know. There's 5 artists using it kind of around the clock here, working out of the space. We're renting it out for artists who want to come in and put on a show, or musicians, audio visuals, painters, and everything. So anyone who wants to have a project could come in, take the space, build their work here, present it, have people down, and then we have a shop to sell it. So, you know, you cut out a lot of the middleman because you can make everything here.
We had existing infrastructure from our previous location in Dublin 8, so the saunas are already built and then built everything around. So all in all, it kind of took about 3-4 weeks. We get it to a point where everything works, and then we just keep adding and making it better, listening to people and seeing what they want, you know. We had been open previously in Dublin 8, closed Dublin 8, opened Greystones, got Greystones up to speed, and then built here. But while the Dublin location was closed, I was getting phone calls every day, when you open Rathgar, you know. So there was a pent-up demand, because it's, as much as it's our business, it's also an amenity. It's like if the local swimming pool closed, or if the local library closed or something like that, people use it. They have a very strong attachment to the business and to what we're offering here, you know, which is just clean saunas in a nice place, you know.
So there's loads of artists lined up, yeah, and they're all crying out for space. There's loads of people who are making amazing audio-visual work. This isn't a new thing for me, so I've probably 3 or 4 times now re-upped and gone somewhere else, you know. So every time it's got better and bigger, even though it's an absolute nightmare moving, and it's terrifying to think how you're going to make it all happen. Yeah, I don't necessarily just want to find buildings and do them up, because it's just so much work. I want somewhere that you can do up and have forever. If we can make an example of this, even if I'm lucky to break even on this year, and now that's an example, can you not just give us a 10-year lease, do it in the city centre as a permanent fixture? Like, I don't want to run off grants, because grants are not promised, you know what I mean? I'd love to run it as a proper business, and then like sell coffee or something at least. So it's all based on people buying art and donating and paying for tickets.
You might have a space and developer, he wants to develop, so you might only have 12 months, you might have 18 months. His planning permission might get refused, and you might have 6 months more, but you're always kind of at the mercy of their timeline for development. One foot out the door, essentially. Every kind of year or so we have new startup costs, because we end up having to move and set up the business again, you know. So ideally it would be if there was some interest from government maybe to offer a grant or an exemption or something to, say, a developer, to allow some other activity to go on in that space in the meantime. Now, there has been a push in on meanwhile use. The planning process then can be quite lengthy and quite expensive, so people end up just not doing it, you know. So, but what would work really well for us is that if we could just get longer tenure, but even getting a 3-year lease would be great, and then it just means we could set up, become established, we could develop our offering, you know, and we can invest more in the infrastructure and the things we do. We could expand and move into different aspects, really imaginative, you know, and work with existing groups, arts and creative groups